This show is created in the course of the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed Creators program powered by Gameloft. One loves to spend time on this game. The other tries to play it free to play but fails when their favourites are staring at them in the face. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board, but with both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. This is the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed edition of the Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways, a weekly look at the mobile game LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed from Gameloft, live from the network studios of Castaway Central. Area hosts, The Llama and Paul Anthony.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into this week's edition of the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed edition of the Escape Podcast. We really need to shorten that.
I know. We could come up with some kind of crazy acronym, but then it would be too long and confusing.
The Loo-Hoo Tepsi.
Yikes.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Anthony, and as always, I am joined by the one, the only, the incomparable, my not-so-hetero life partner, Sam the Llama Hebert. Hello, Sam.
Hey, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Oh, man, so we did a Tuesday show. It's been one week. No, can't afford that. It's been over a week since we did a show about this game, and later that week they dropped some more notes.
Yeah.
They dropped the patch notes. So
They did.
We've been sitting on these for a week.
We have.
And I can tell you that while it's not coming tomorrow, it's coming very soon.
Very soon. The update, I'm assuming you're talking about.
The update, yes.
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 Very
this update
soon.
is not just coming soon, TM. It is literally coming soon.
Yes.
So be prepared. This is going to be awesome. Now, I didn't want to spoil myself for the show, because when we get updates in the other on the other show, I like to try. I skim. I skim what's there just so I know how long of an article that I have to deal with.
Yep.
And then I save myself so you guys, so the people watching, and the and putting us on in the background and listening, get my true reaction to the content that we were provided by Gameloft. So I will be reading this mostly for the first time. Some of the stuff we obviously knew. But apparently there was some big surprises in there as well, from what I understand.
Have you been, avoiding the content creator chat like the plague? Because we've talked about the whole thing pretty extensively.
You guys have a little bit. And that's why I said I skimmed.
Uh-huh.
But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. What do you say? Let's get into this.
Yeah, let's hop right in.
All right. Actually, before we get into it, we want to point you over to this direction on the screen, and you will see the poster for a 24-hour stream that happens 10 days from today. 9 days from today, depending on where you're at, from the recording of this episode. Because if you watch it later and it's 9 days later, you're going to be like, I missed the stream. And I'm going to be like, yeah, I meant the day it was recorded.
Right.
But nonetheless, September 19th, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UK time. 24 hours benefiting World Child Cancer. It is an event that we are very, very excited to put on. You will be joining us for some of the games later on Sunday.
Games and shenanigans. I mean, who knows? I might pop in and out at any given time. But yeah, I will be participating in a few things like Fortnite and a couple other things. So
yeah, Fortnite's going to be fun. especially with you on my team. Instead of shooting
yeah.
at me, you're finally shooting with me. Geek Girl, Fighting Drunk, Heinzie, Flair of Gaming Embers, Neil, all of them are principal members of Team Castaway. Along with, of course, Llama, which we already mentioned. DB Official, Trashman Terry, Dr. Zepper, Sith Lord Fluffy, JJ Gaming, also known as Jackson Tucker, and Rico are part of Team Vasari. It is going to be set up like the World Cup. Not the World Cup. It's going to be set up like the Ryder Cup. Each game is worth up to 1 point for the side. It can be a tie. There can be a tie. And if there is a tie, it's a half point for each. And it's going to come down to the final 24 hours.
Yes, yeah, super, super exciting. And I mean, let's not forget the two awesome, awesome people who are modding the event, who will be hanging in. Hellenix is one of them, the Greek god himself.
And the moderator to the stars, as we call him, Toyota Canada.
Yes.
So
very exciting.
Those are going to be some...
Neil, I will have my new PC for the stream.
Yes. Neil helping out with that. All right, let's get that out there, and let's get into. And by the way, stay tuned for an interview with The Fancy Life.
The Fancy Life.
It's going to be a very, very fun interview.
Yes.
Another fellow content creator program creator.
Yes. Before we get into the patch notes, I do have a question for you.
Okay.
Did you unlock Primo?
No, my castle's not good enough.
That's true. I forgot about that.
My castle's not good enough. I'll get him next time.
Yeah.
I'm right now worried about space. And speaking of space, here we go.
Space.
This is the space update patch. I guess patch notes.
Yeah, patch notes. Yep.
All right, let's go to Brickfinity and beyond. The space date is here. This update is all about the final frontier, and we have some big additions and bigger reworks based around our space teams. See space as a Swiss Army knife, which we later called a Space Army knife.
Space Army knife.
The core of space is about crowd control and shutting synergies down. We've mentioned that. The update snapshot, new minifigures and events, space minifigures reworked, all new booster pass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Brickspedition improvements, PvP payout changes, and level and gear increased. We did know about the level gear increase. Let's go to events. Yep. A brand new Brick Pace event focused around 2 Blacktron minifigures. Ooh, I know this one.
Which ones?
Oh, wait a minute. Am I wrong? Hang on. 3 chapters allow you to unlock both Blacktrons. Okay, so Quincy and Locust.
Quincy and Dwayne. Quincy and Dwayne.
And then Alpha Centauri Outpost.
Yep, that's the new set.
They finally gave us the name of the non-space but techie hero, Clockwork Robot. We were right.
Yes.
We were right that it's a Clockwork Robot. And he has a brand new Unboxed event, and you can get this techie minifigure very soon. Yes, I know, Nev. No Benny.
Hopefully in the next one.
Yet.
Anyway.
Lastly, get excited because our first community calendar is coming that will outline events, time quests, and dailies that will be happening for the whole month.
That I'm very excited about, and I'm excited about it for new players because it gives them an opportunity to kind of look ahead and prepare and plan, and not just new players, I mean all of us, to prepare and plan for what's coming, and you'll see exactly when they're doing the time quests and what time quest is coming, so you can kind of hold back and prepare yourself for when Moneybags rolls around and not be stuck in that situation where you just take a character to 7 stars and spend 1.5 million gold, and then 45 minutes later everything resets, and then Mr. Moneybags quest pops up, and then you're out of 1.5 million gold.
But you have to spend the money early in order to be able to get through Blacktron. Moneybags is going to happen after the Brick Pace event. I'm calling it now because you're going to need to spend money to level up the character. I'm calling it now. And
Yeah.
it's a smart financial move on Gameloft's part. Is it gaming the system a little bit? Yes. But guys, it's a company. We understand that.
Yeah. Yep. So, 2 minifigures, or 3 minifigures. First up, we've got Blacktron Quincy, a new space support unit who controls the battlefield by managing buffs and debuffs. He has a gadget for everything and will make every space team stronger. Next
Yes,
next is Clockwork Robot, a punctual support unit, keeps his teammates wound up and running on time, managing buffs and debuffs. This techie support who works great with the space team will be available soon, so he will be coming in an Unboxed event near you.
And Spaceman Jens is a chaotic support unit that tinkers with the battlefield. Spaceman Jens also wanted a friend, so he ended up building one. Interesting. And then the Alpha Centauri Outpost provides powerful buffs to Blacktron employees and their galactic allies while disrupting enemy lines. Its main purpose is to serve as a forward base for science class field trips.
So I just had a light bulb moment.
Yeah.
Paul, I just had a light bulb moment when you just read Jens's little description there. So you remember how in the Q&A when they talked about how the raid was not going to be fighting a minifigure?
Okay.
I think that the whole theme of the raids is you're going to be fighting whatever Jens built. His friend that he built. And it's going to get out of control, and you have to go against it. That's
I kind of like that idea,
opinion.
but I still think I still think that it's going to be. I have a feeling that it's going to be like a Ninjago dragon or something.
We'll see.
That's my thought.
I don't know. We'll see.
Space dragon.
But the raid is space themed.
Space dragon.
Space dragon.
All right, unboxed minifigures added to stores. Some of the former unboxed minifigures are now available in the store. You can find Spooky Girl in the Guild shop.
Hey,
Scarlet in the Arena shop.
I'm already hoarding my arena currency. Already.
Hank in the Brickspedition shop. There we go. That's going to get me to actually remember to play Brickspedition all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yorick in the Gem shop. That kind of hurts.
Well, so he's currently not farmable from the gem shop. So Spooky Girl, Scarlet, Zombie, and Hank are all available in the gem store. Yorick
That's
was
true.
not yet. So they're starting to phase him into a, farmable sort of.
So, okay, I guess Yorick did come out after Spooky Girl and Hank and Scarlet. So, okay, yes, that makes sense. Zombie is going to be farmable in the Monolith Wastes.
Yeah.
And the Lego house tiles, finally a way to get more of those, comes to the Guild shop. And of course, we did talk about the rework of Poppy.
Very exciting. And then along with the rework from Poppy that we talked about last time, a couple of the other space team reworks going where no minifigure has gone before. 6 of our space minifigures have gotten some new reworks. So Locust, Dwayne, Gorwell, and Deborah, Kartovsky, Commander Cold, and the one and only queen of LLHU, Kelvin herself.
Yes. Kelvin is amazing. Now, we did cover all these. Oh, wait a minute. I was just about to pass by this. Yeah. I've got a picture of Blacktron Quincy here, but it says a booster pass.
Oh, hold on. Let's go. Can we scroll back one moment? I would like to point something out. Can you scroll back to that last one there?
Yes.
Can we talk about how they've got Reed upside down on the screen, and his little speech bubble says, "I feel all new and shiny, like I've been reworked." But Reed did not receive a rework.
No, but maybe they made him a little bit more shinier.
I don't know, man. Let's talk about what I am the most excited for.
Is this the booster pass? You want to take this one?
Yes. So, booster pass. We have taken your feedback on the more expensive and larger packs being featured to new players and are now introducing a better way to boost your progression on a daily basis for a much smaller cost. So, you and I talked about this extensively. I know Brickdown talked about this. A couple of other folks talked about Fancy Life talked about it, I believe. A whole bunch of content creators in the community brought up their concerns or our concerns about how expensive some of the packs were for the Ghostbusters event. And imagine that, Paul. They listened and they took the constructive criticism and they didn't hate any of us and are not blacklisting us from communication. They are actually implementing the feedback. So this pass will last 14 days. It amplifies the rewards you get from your daily quests and gives you access to a daily premium pack that you can open every single day for those 14 days.
I'll take a premium pack. That thing could pop pink.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I think it's awesome, super exciting, and it'll be a great way to help. I'm definitely planning on looking into it. So it can help me get to level 60 faster, because if it doubles the rewards that you get on a daily basis, or however many times it's gonna do it, it should do the XP as well. So that'll help get you to level 60. So you can get your characters to level 60. And if you're a new player, it'll help get you there faster.
Is it Abo or that is Epic Yacht Wildcat?
I think it is Abo.
Because Epic Yacht Wildcat is the featured person in this screenshot.
I know, right?
I just wanted to point that out. So
and look
they're
at
also
the amount of
gold
energy that Epic Yacht Wildcat has.
I know. It seems like maybe that would be a a test account.
Yeah, that looks like a sandbox account, because this sandbox account is level 51, and we currently can't get to level 51 in the game yet.
It would be really nice if we had one of those.
That would be great. You know what, Paul? Maybe this is a sign of things to come.
Maybe. Keep your eye on the prize with goal reminders with this new visual addition to help guide you towards what you should do next in-game.
I'm not sure how I feel about it. If it comes and goes, I will be happy, but I really hope it doesn't permanently stay there, because that'll be in my way.
Yeah. Especially trying to get to that guild hall.
Yeah.
All right, changes and improvements. Let's go back and forth. You take the first, since you like
sure.
PvP.
I don't. When did I ever say I liked PvP? PvP playouts. The PvP arena is getting a change that has been highly anticipated and will be a huge help to our players all over the world. The payout of arena, which previously was fixed at one certain time across the board for everybody, will now be paid out in your local time. So, for example, previously, the payout for PvP was, say, 11 o'clock, mountain time, whatever. That's not what it is, but whatever. That was literally every single player in the game had the same payout, and we were all vying to get that number one spot at the very same time, which made it very, very difficult to actually achieve a number one or top 10 payout rank, because everybody was fighting at the same time. Now it will be set at 8 o'clock in your, not specifically 8 o'clock, but say 8 o'clock in your specific time. So you're really going to be only fighting with those people in your shard who are in your time zone, which is fantastic. They've also, sorry, go ahead.
I chuckled because it, if you like that sort of thing.
What, PvP?
Fighting for a certain spot every day.
No, your girl's sitting in like the high 100s. We have also added new rewards We've also added new rewards to get for winning arena fights. This is a new test at making arena more engaging, and we will continue to monitor feedback. So I guess they're going to get kind of new rewards for winning arena fights, which they already have the timed quests. So I'm not sure if they're adjusting that and leaving the timed quests or adding something different, changing something.
So yeah, I don't think. I think they might take away the time quests.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really hate that it's win arena fights. Maybe the
Yes.
timed quest will be battle in arena fights.
That would be nice.
That would be very nice.
We'll see.
Level and gear for the first time since launch. We're increasing the level cap, and now you can level up your team all the way to level 60 and get your minifigures up to gear 7.
Gear 7
And
now.
a reminder on that, they are not changing the node. From what we understand, they're not changing the nodes. So
No.
if you go to level 60, you're still going to fight those level 50 things and be able to hopefully gear up your characters faster, be more engaged in endgame content.
Yes. Yes, they are not adding nodes to add these Gear 7 pieces, so they will be added onto existing nodes. So for those of us like me who have all of the nodes completed and golds trophied, that's fantastic. I don't have to do any work. I just have to sim them.
Yeah. And then Bricksped.
Bricksped. So now that Hank is in the Brickspedition store, everyone's going to be clamoring to do Brickspedition more often, like you, like me. And they have now made adjustments to make the difficulty, or they've made adjustments to the way difficulty is generated, which should lead to the nodes being less challenging.
Cool.
Yeah. Super cool.
I'm amped to play a game rather than bang my head against a wall while trying to play a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I
for
don't
sure.
need a Relic 7 read to end up getting Emperor Benitine.
Emperor. Oh, jeez. Bugs and fixes. So Winston Zedamore's Ready for Anything ability now gives Hardy to all Ghostbuster minifigures. Previously, it did not. An applied filter to your minifig collection will stay applied when returning from looking at specific minifigure details. So if you wanted to search your space characters to see how they were, and you popped into one of them to see what gear you needed, and then went back and everything reset, and it removed your filter, it will not do that anymore. Very exciting.
They also fixed an issue where shared minifigures on Brickspedition didn't refresh.
Yeah, that I would hate to be that person.
And Basil's Toot the Magic Dragon will no longer extend the length of Time Bomb.
Yeah, for all the 3 people that have that ability.
And there you go. All right.
What's up, GKM? Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for the follow. Appreciate you.
Yep. You are Padawan 611.
611! Wait, we hit 600?
We hit 600 over the weekend.
When did 600 happen? Oh my goodness.
All right, let's get into the kits, and then we're gonna get to Fancy Life. We'll really quick go on these, and then we'll end up going through everything else. Maybe with Fancy Life here.
Yep.
All right, Blacktron Quincy. We wanted to create a hero that focused on managing buffs and debuffs, mixed with a little bit of healing. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Quincy works well against teams focused on buffing themselves up, and he has the potential to reduce the effectiveness of healing on single targets. Pairing him with Dwayne will make Dwayne more effective. Here we go. We'll make Dwayne a more effective hero. I'll start the first one, and we're basically going to talk about these at max level. Skill Shot deals 110% damage to target foe. It's his basic. If Quincy has skill up, he has a chance to clear one random debuff from himself and another random hero.
Very cool. First special, Reverse Engineered. It deals 100% damage to a target foe and reduces their pet by 5% for each buff they have. Up to a maximum of 5 buffs, so up to 25%. If a target foe has prepared, remove it and inflict disarmed for 2 turns. If the target foe has no buffs at the start of this attack, inflict buff immunity for 2 turns.
Yep. All right. Second special, New Tech, New Me. Deals 120% damage to target foe. For each buff on the target foe, Quincy heals all the heroes for up to 5% of their max health for a maximum of 7 buffs, up to 35%. Space allies with 80% or more health, I'm wondering, I think that's going to then happen afterward.
Mm-hmm.
Space allies with 80% or more health gain max health up for 3 turns. And if Quincy has skill up, inflict heal block on the target foe for 2 turns.
Yeah, so I like how he kind of interacts with himself. So his passive Enhanced Optimist, for each debuff Quincy has, he gains 10% grit. At the start of his turn, Quincy has a 50% chance to gain skill up 2 for 2 turns, plus 10% bonus chance for each buff on him. At the start of his turn, if Quincy has 0 debuffs, then that chance is 100%. So he will automatically gain skill up 2.
Yeah, if no debuffs.
Yeah.
So kind of putting him with Redbeard. Clear the buffs, make it his turn, boom, he's got skill up.
Skill up.
Hit the second special. All right, let's hit Clockwork Robot. When they decided to create Clockwork Robot as a support hero, it was clear to them from the get-go what his abilities should be about. We leaned into the clock aspect and created a hero that plays with time in a variety of ways, such as speed, refreshing ability cooldowns, and applying effects like heal over time and damage over time.
Damage over time. Interesting.
Time.
So his...
Oh, go ahead. You want to do that one?
Yeah, so his basic Time Flies deals 90% damage to the target foe. If the target has 70% or less pep, then inflict 2 stacks of damage over time on them for 2 turns. And Clockwork Robot gains 1 stack of Wind Up.
I think we're going to hear more about Wind Up in a moment.
Yep.
Out of Time, which that's clearly a joke the way that it's spelled on Back to the Future.
Yep.
Deals 110% damage to target foe and has a 50% chance to inflict ability block for 2 turns. A 10% bonus chance for each stack of Wind Up on Clockwork Robot. If the target foe has damage over time, then also inflict debilitate.
His second special, Alarmed and Dangerous. Select a target hero. The hero gains speed up 2 for 2 turns. If that hero is techie, they also gain 3 stacks of heal over time for 2 turns. Now, if Clockwork Robot has 2+ stacks, so 2 or more stacks of Wind Up, refresh the selected hero's ability cooldowns by 1. If Clockwork Robot has 4 or more stacks of Wind Up, refresh all ability cooldowns on 1 on another random hero as well. So not just the hero you selected, but another random hero. This will clear all Wind Up tokens on Clockwork Robot.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the cooldown is going to be on Out of Time.
So am I.
That's the only thing. We don't get the cooldowns in these notes. Remind me to tell them about that.
Oh, yeah.
And then all wound up, whenever a support hero takes damage, Clockwork Robot has a 50% chance to gain a stack of Wind Up. Whenever it clears 1 or more stacks of Wind Up, increase techie heroes' pep by each stack of Wind Up. So Alarmed and Dangerous, let's go back here. Alarmed and Dangerous, select a target hero. That hero gains speed up. If they're techie, they also gain 3 stacks of heal over time for 2 turns. And then it clears all Wind Up tokens on Clockwork Robot. So increase all techie heroes by pep by 5% for each stack of Wind Up. This is going to really work in a techie team.
Yes, it is 1000% techie team. Do we want to skip down to Jens and then go back to the set?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to Black Spaceman Jens Slate.
We wanted to create a space hero that could act as a core member of any space team configuration with some solid plug-and-play potential as well. Spaceman Jens boosts the survivability of his space allies, and with his special abilities, has the potential to stop foes from reassembling, and stop foe passives from triggering too. Like, what?
Yeah, and they do remind us that Jen will be visible in the hero collection, but not playable yet. he will be a prize for the raids that are not in the space update. So Jens is the raid.
The big raid, because they said Gorwell was going to be a prize from the raids in the easier tiers or the easier section, and Jens will be the big. So no betting yet.
So remember, I have not read these yet. Jens is the raid reward.
Yes. So his basic ability, Guard Dog, deals 100% damage to a target foe and has 80% chance to inflict skill down 2 for 2 turns. If the foe has 65% or less health or is an attacker, they are inflicted with speed down 2 for 2 turns.
All right. Solar Flare deals 115% damage to target foe, inflicts bricked for 2 turns, has 75% chance to inflict hero passive block for 2 turns.
Now that's a new ability. That's a new ability. No one else has that ability.
Yes. Yeah. And then 5% bonus for each techie hero.
Techie hero.
At the start of the attack, if the foe's total number of buffs and debuffs, add them together, is 6 or more. Each other space hero has a 70% chance to have their ability cooldowns reduced by 1.
So that's a 70% chance for each one. So they all have a 70% chance separately.
That is... I'm just going to point that out. That's one ability.
Yeah.
And that's a special.
Yeah, that's his first special, yep. So his second special, Blast Off, deals 125% damage to the target foe, with plus 15% damage for each foe that has Stealth, cough, Ninjago, cough, and reduces their pep by 50%. All other foes with Stealth have a 60% chance to gain 2 to 3 stacks of damage over time for 2 turns. If this ability defeats the target foe, the foe cannot be reassembled.
GKM is saying that's got to be an error. Jens? Nope. Jens is actually a male space figure. It is actually a male name in some areas. All right. Oh, I see what you did. He's even got an ultimate. You wanted to read the ultimate.
I did.
I'll read the passive. Tech support. At the start of each battle, each space and techie hero gains 25% max health and 25% defense. And for each classic space hero, all heroes gain 5% speed. At the end of a turn, Jen has a 60% chance to clear 1 debuff from himself. A 5% bonus chance for each techie hero. And if Jens has no debuffs at the end of his turn, he has a 50% chance to clear 1 debuff from another random space hero. If that hero has no debuffs, they gain debuff immunity for 1 turn instead. Debuff immunity.
Immunity. Debuff immunity. So, Jens has an ultimate. It is Control Assault Delete.
I like the name. Go ahead.
I agree. It inflicts all foes randomly with either Vulnerable or Debilitate. Then deals 150% damage to random foes, not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3 times, 4 times. These attacks ignore Stealth and Taunt. Each foe inflicted with bricked, disarmed, or hero passive block has a 75% chance to increase its duration by 1.
So if it is 1 person, if you have 1 person left on the opposing team, they're going to end up taking 600% damage.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Oh,
wow.
My gosh.
Talk about an ultimate ability.
That certainly is ultimate ability. The raid reward will be worth it.
Yes. I mean,
And
who knows what kind of timeline before people can actually start earning him, because we don't really have any indication on the difficulty.
I just
of
want to
the
point
raid.
out that you all laughed at me when I went space right off the bat.
I know. But okay, let's put this into perspective, right? You went space right off the bat. I started after, like, we kind of got wind of a space update and that the raid was going to be space themed, and I only have 2 more characters to take to 7 stars.
And you also are a little bit of a whale at this game.
That's true.
And I've only dolphined for Ghostbusters because I wanted to see if it could be done on a gift card. It can't.
That's true. That's true. And the Fancy Life makes a really good point. We'll have to see what his like stats and his kit look like. 6% of Poppy's damage, for example, is still about the same as a single hit from Highwayman. So that's an
very
excellent
true.
point.
Speaking of the Fancy Life, let's go ahead and close up shop right now on this first segment. We're going to go to a commercial, and when we come back, right down there, or there, right down there, will be the Fancy Life, a great fellow content creator from the Content Creator Program with Gameloft, and we want to introduce everybody to them. So stand by. We'll be right back right here on the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed edition of the Escape Podcast, or Luhus Teps. Right after these messages. Have you been interested in getting items 3D printed but haven't wanted to buy one of those expensive printers? Are you looking for a literally one-of-a-kind tech gift gadget? Evil Genius 3D Printing and Gadgets is your one-stop shop for both of those items. Nerd-owned and Escape Pod approved, put Lenny the Evil Genius to work for you. If you can dream it, he could possibly make it. Contact Lenny at evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com for more information. That's evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com. Get something unique in your hands.
Hey there, Padawans. Lego Llama here. I interrupt this regularly scheduled break to give you a quick vocab lesson. First, I must let you know that Paul, the Zed, and the llama are big AFFLs. That stands for Adult Fan of Lego, by the way. And we, along with Neil, are playing LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed. Not only are they playing it, but Neil and Paul have been releasing a LEGO Legacy version of the Escape Pod cast every week on their YouTube channel. Visit the channel for more information. Neil knew it. He is surrounded by AFFLs. See you on the web.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second segment of the LEGO... Llama,
What?
what are you wearing?
It's a bow tie for our guest, the Fancy Life.
What the... Okay.
I figured I'd dress up.
But he's not dressed up.
He dresses up. Well, he doesn't actually dress up. It's an overlay, but he's got a bow tie on every morning. I figure I can pull one on for him on the show.
Okay.
True, and it is black.
Yeah, it is black. This one's got little like dots on it, but.
So as you see down there in the bottom right corner, you do see the Fancy Life logo. If you are currently watching the stream, we will post the link to their website, to their YouTube channel in just a moment. If you are watching us on replay on YouTube, down below is going to be that link to be able to go to Fancy Life and click on their thing and then subscribe. This is what we do this for. We want to expose you guys to great content creators that we enjoy, that we love, and I'm so glad that we were introduced to them in this content creator program. Matt, how are you?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing great. I am very excited to be interviewed about this. Since quarantine went into effect everywhere, I said, I've always kind of wanted to start streaming gameplay of some kind, but anything that's already started already has a following. I need something new to start my stream. Lego popped up. And since then, it's actually just been a lot of fun.
So, had you done any sort of content creation before?
Um, Sort of. I mean, I had tried it before. I'm actually a performer by trade. So for me, the whole prospect of being live in front of people has always been very, very exciting. And a couple of times before, I tried to stream some World of Warcraft gameplay or a couple of other mobile games from time to time. But I either really lacked the hardware or lacked the time to really invest to actually take it anywhere. And one of the benefits of being stuck at home has been that I've been able to focus on something, having a little bit of extra time to do it. And this is one of the areas I decided to focus on.
Okay, so now I understand why you have the musicals and the play bills in back of you.
Oh, yeah. So one of the things that I'm actually going to be setting up next, right? It's like every week I try to put something new in. And on the list is actually to put a blue screen back here so that I can have the transparent overlay on top of the game instead of this. Not that there's anything wrong with this. These are all musicals that I've done.
Well,
but,
that's awesome.
But yeah, I want to have that more seamless.
I have a shower curtain.
Really?
Yeah. I have a shower curtain. There's curtain rods that I've drywall mounted to the ceiling.
Oh, that's smart.
And I can pull that in back. That's how Neil and I swapped places, if you will, when it came to the when it came to our the Star Wars show that we do on Fridays.
Right. Oh, very cool.
So
that's awesome, though. I didn't know that you were a performer. Not that I know like a ton of information about you. We're just becoming best friends for life.
That's right, forever.
But that's awesome. I mean, my wife and I are like really big Broadway fans, so we liked, because I told you that we are in Jersey, so we're not too far from New York, so we go up there every once in a while to go see shows and stuff. So that's cool.
That's awesome. Well, hopefully once all of these shenanigans are over with and Broadway opens back up, there'll be a show and we'll meet in person and
oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Skip on down Broadway with
dream come true.
I'll make a special trip out there for that.
There we go.
Please do.
I'll take the trek from Texas.
There we go.
Cool. I'm from Texas.
And okay, so now there's this weird, awesome triangle where now we knew we would be connected.
Yep, definitely. So so tell us a little bit about like your channel. So you do, that's called the morning build, is the segment that you do for Lego, right? And that's how many days a week?
I do it Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday at 9 a.m. That's 9 a.m. New York time, so Eastern Standard Time.
Yep. So what kind of things do you showcase? I know lately you've been talking about kind of the patch notes and normal content creator things, but normally what kind of things do you like to show on your streams?
So right now, for anybody who is unfamiliar with Lego, the most content or the most playtime that you can spend in the game is in the Brickspedition, which they mentioned while they were going over some of the patch notes, some of the changes coming to that. So the majority of time, gameplay-wise, on my stream is usually spent there. It's usually a pretty good place to actually showcase strategies for playing against different teams, because you can just do so many different ones in a row. The Brickspedition does get repetitive, as everybody who plays the game will tell you. But even within its repetitiveness, you meet teams with a lot of different mechanics so that you can focus on completing them. So what I like to focus on is sort of a live commentary on strategies, rather than making videos on like, here's how you beat the ninjas and the RNG worked perfectly this one time I made this video, so I'm going to show it to you. It's sometimes the random number generation doesn't go your way. So how do you change that in the moment? And then The other thing I like to focus on is a lot of theory crafting. People who watch my stream will notice that I am usually like, so far I've always been basically like one team below whatever the meta is, because I like to experiment with some of the creatures. What is that? Minifigures.
Figs.
I like to experiment with some of the minifigures that are a little bit less used. Right now, as you well know, I'm focusing on the city team with the fire station, trying to figure out if there is a way to make that team viable. There is not, but we're trying.
Oh.
Not yet.
Well,
Not
sorry,
yet.
man.
Primo.
We'll see.
Primo.
Well,
along with Firefighter Ash in the reworked Poppy, I think you're going to get a good city.
maybe. I am underwhelmed by the reworked Poppy. I am hoping that it works better than I expect, because I'm one of the few people out there who has a 7-star level 50 gear level 6 Poppy. But Primo, when he came out, had a giant bug in him that his ultimate doesn't work like at all,
No, it does
unless
not.
you have full 5 stacks of courage. So it was kind of a lackluster event when he came out. We were like, yeah, and then he didn't
No.
do anything he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, that's what I like to focus on my stream. It's come, ask me questions. If I have the minifigures available, I can try putting them in a team together or going over that live for you to try and see if your suggestion makes any sense. Maybe you are going to come up with the next great meta team, but you don't have all the minifigures. And if I do, I can test that out for you. I will do arena battles against teams that I don't necessarily know if I can beat, just to see if my team is capable of it, or to give other people a glimpse into, well, if you decide to battle this team, here's what you're going to be up against. This morning, for example, I did a battle against my first ever Slimer in the arena, and he wiped the floor with me. Absolutely. Just demolished my team basically single-handedly. Now everybody else knows. If you see somebody with that 5-star Slimer, target someone else.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
Llama's got the 5-star Slimer, by the way.
I do.
Oh, you wailed for the Ghostbusters?
Oh yeah.
She wails on everything in this game. She wailed on Hank. She wailed on Scarlet. She tried to
not
wail
on Hank.
Tierney.
Not on Hank. But Scarlet definitely. She's not 7-star yet. She's almost there. But Ghostbusters
Tierney.
for sure.
No. Now, what made you want to wail on the Ghostbusters? I have to ask.
So I, like a lot of people, I had really, really high hopes. And by the time we kind of all realized that they weren't going to live up to the fantasy, I was a little too invested to not
so
just
then you're like, I've already
finish
come
it.
this far.
I'm not like to
across
not
the
just
line.
finish it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
why did I
All right.
dolphin on the Ghostbusters?
Because you had a gift card.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Look at that set.
Yeah. But they are useful in Brickspedition. It's nice to have them kind of in your back pocket when you need them. They have helped me kind of finish some things. Like they helped me finish out a couple nodes in Glyph Hunt that I was stuck on, and some different challenges and stuff like that. So they have been useful. They aren't just like sitting on my bench like fully geared and maxed out like
Hey man,
collecting
if you're
dust.
gonna get them.
Yeah.
Put them to good use.
So, one thing that that struck me when Matt was telling me about all of this. One thing that struck me about him is he reminds me of the Nev of Lego Legacy. And please take that as a gigantic compliment, because Neil is now my co-host of the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, and he was the original co-host of the Lego version as well.
So it's funny that you compare Matt to him, because like now I'm getting nervous that like just as I took over for Neil, one day I'm gonna get myself replaced.
No. See. So the thing is that Matt is now gonna have to do story time with the Fancy Life.
That's true. Story time with the Fancy Life on the Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed edition of the Escape Podcast.
So, but Neil in Star Wars did a whole 365 days, documented his journey every single day. If not in a live stream, he did a recorded video of it, and he is a great mind at this, and so therefore do, as I mentioned, take that as a huge compliment.
Sure thing, man. It sounds great. 365 days is
It's a commitment.
commitment.
It is a commitment.
That's legit. Wow.
And he's now running 4 accounts.
Oh yeah, he's like nuts.
4?
I don't understand that. It's no wonder
4
he quit this game. Yeah. It's no wonder he quit this game because.
What do you get for running 4 different accounts? Does every account have everything?
He's entirely free to play on everything.
Yeah. So
one of
his
them,
big yeah.
Yeah, one of them he did a horde strategy. One of them he went this route. One of them he went that route. He just wanted to show each time that he did it, the progression of where you can get now versus where you could get then.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so there's I don't know if you play Swago, but he's like very much Grand Arena focused. So it's like a PvP tournament style area of the game. So that's kind of his like big thing is he streams like his Grand Arena and things like that. So a lot of his accounts are very focused towards Grand Arena.
Cool. Yeah, I played that game religiously until from basically the day it came out until they released what was it, the Hoth battle, where there were different territories.
Oh, TB, yep.
Territories.
Yep, territory battles, yep.
So all the way up through the release of the Rancor raid, the what was it, the ATST? No, not the AT. The AAT Walker
the
raid.
tank raid, yeah.
Yep.
The ship release, all through all of that. I was number 1 in the arena for a very significant amount of time. Like, I was whole hog on that one.
Yeah.
Were you okay? So that.
But around the time they released ships, I was like, oh, now it feels like I'm playing 2 games at once instead of just 1, and it started to lose me.
Okay, so that actually brings up an interesting thing and leads me into the next topic here.
Sure.
You said you were number 1 in arena. Did you pay to play?
For Star Wars?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I paid, I would say over the course of probably the 3-ish years that I played it, I think I put in about $100 per year. So I would.
That's not bad for getting first.
Yeah, what I would actually do is I would pay attention to what was about to come out and see if I was relatively close, because I was never willing to spend a lot of money, but I was like, ooh, if I'm relatively close, I'm more than happy to spend $10 in order to help me reach that number 1. So the first time I did it was when the Sith Lords came out with Nihilus. If you remember when that was the meta, when that the Health Steal was the meta, that was the first team where, for whatever reason, I had gotten a whole bunch of Sith characters because I thought they were cool. And then they came out with a patch and I was like, wait a minute, there's only 1 character that I'm missing? Okay, I'll pay for this.
Okay.
But after that, when they started releasing, like, here's 5 whole characters that are brand new that no one has, I was like, I'm not going to buy all 5 characters at a time. That's ridiculous.
So that then brings us back to Lego.
Yes.
Do you pay for this game? Are you a llama or are you a Paul?
I do. Well, to say that I do pay is not entirely accurate. I have paid, but I don't do it regularly. So in my case, now, actually, no, I haven't actually paid for anything in a while. But when I first started playing and I knew it was a game I was going to seriously invest some time in, I spent some time figuring out where my money would go the furthest. And I was like, I'm going to decide ahead of time. I'm going to put about $5, maybe $10 in somewhere. So I'm going to play the game long enough to figure out where is the most efficient use of my money and then put that in. Basically, is like a payment for the entertainment value of the game itself, not really to win.
And if you can,
yeah,
if somebody is not, and I get serious when I turn directly towards the camera when I say these things.
Yep. Stares into your soul.
If you have the ability to, and you enjoy a game, I strongly recommend, because you feel more of a part of it, to put a little bit of money into the game. But if you are not in that financial position, do not do it. Wait until you can. Wait until somebody gives you a gift card at work. You know, just if you enjoy a game, it's always great to put a little bit of money back where people have entertained you for. And that's why I have paid in my games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's a really good point that you bring up, Matt, about like, if you are planning to like kind of dip your toes in the water of putting money into the game, to kind of take a minute and don't just kind of do it like willy-nilly. Like, seriously think about the smartest way to do it. And I mean, I would highly encourage you to put content out there regarding that topic, because it's a really, really good, it's something that's definitely not really super talked about, right? Like, everybody knows that there are like whales and krakens and dolphin, and there are all of these levels of like players, but no one really talks about like what you can do to be the smartest you can be with your money.
Yeah, I think I think it's very important. And Paul, what you said, I completely agree with that too. These games only exist because they make money. It might be sad to say for some people, but they don't actually exist because they're fun.
Right.
Because if they were only fun and you didn't pay for them at all, they would last as long as someone made it and released it. And then it would go nowhere, because you can't sustain that, right? So it is important that we show our support for the people who are making a living providing us with entertainment. And to your point, Llama, do we just call you Llama? Is that what we call you?
Yeah, people just call me Llama.
Great.
It's literally my name until the end of time.
Yeah, and so to your point then, it is always very, very helpful to take a minute though, because these games are offered with a free-to-play option, to figure out where you can put a little bit of cash that makes you feel like you actually got something, right? If you put, for example, if you were to have purchased one of the Ghostbusters packs because you felt like dipping your toe in, you would have instantly been disappointed, because one Ghostbusters pack would have gotten you essentially nothing. Yep. But you could easily have spent $5 on the pack that gives you money and ability elixirs and the tiles for leveling people up.
Scrolls.
The
XP, the scrolls.
XP scrolls. And that, for general in-game currency, you can spread that around, use it however you want to. And also, that's more stuff that you're going to get in the game anyway. So it's a good way to say, you know what, I support this. I like what they're doing, and feel like you actually get something for it. And if you don't know what you should be spending your money on, then absolutely watch any of the content creators and see what it is that we do. And you'll realize what it is that you need the most of. It's gold in this game. If you don't have pirates, get pirates, because you will need gold for everything.
Yes, literally everything. And
that's why I could not call myself free to play, because I don't have pirates that good.
Yes. I'm sitting on a cool 6.5 million gold, ready for the level increases and things that are going to happen.
I think I'm almost at 3 million right now, but I have a couple characters that are just getting to 7-star status. Yeah. So I'm going to be crushed. Although I am sitting on a few thousand gems now, 2,000 maybe.
Nice.
Convert your gems into gold. That's the best way to get gold if you don't have any other way to get it. And even if you do, actually.
And if you're going for gold, remember to do your Brickspedition every day.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
You'll get plenty of scrolls and plenty of gold. Not plenty of gold, but you'll get more gold than you would have if you just sat on it.
Yeah.
It's true. Brickspedition gives you roughly 100,000 coins per day. And then Pegleg's treasure event is where you're just going to get the biggest shot of coins in the week. No one has really done a tally about how much you get from the various timed quests that they've introduced. I think because they're a bit too new and they keep swapping out what the rewards are going to be.
Everything is different every time.
Maybe you should do a video on that.
Yeah.
On how many coins you get from your time quest.
Look, we're just throwing content ideas at you, just chucking them.
We're kind of pigeonholed on the list. Yeah, we're kind of pigeonholed into, we talk for an hour and a half about the game, and let everybody do their thing. You know, we sit here, you know, something gets revealed and we go, we gotta wait till Thursday.
Thursday.
Oh goodness, yeah, that's a big thing. And for anybody out there who is obviously a fan of the game, know that the content creators have their own channel on Discord, in case you weren't already aware of that. And one of the primary things that we actually do is hound the developers for more information.
We literally, like, it's like every day we're like, so what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that?
So that was like, you were talking about how excited you were for the... Yeah, very true. Yes. You were talking about how excited you were for the subscription.
Yeah.
What are they calling it?
The booster pass.
The booster pass. Yeah, and so we saw the booster pass was in there, and I went into the content creator program and went, how much is it going to cost? How much does it boost your rewards? Which
I'm pretty sure that was you.
What's
like
in the DVM pack?
We got the patch notes, and like it literally was like a flood of just questions from like you and me and like Vintage and like literally everybody. It was like boom, 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 all these questions. So it's fun.
And they answered about half of them, and then the other half they were like, well, we don't want to give away all the secrets too soon. And we're like, okay, well, we're only asking you the questions that everyone is going to keep asking us on our streams and on our videos. So help us out.
Yeah,
the number of times somebody's asked me, when is the space update going live? And I'm like,
it's no longer soon TM. It's truly soon now.
Truly soon.
Right.
And I don't think they're
it.
Yeah, they have. So which is cool. But it's funny, like, because when you talk about like us, what's kind of unique about the two of us is we both kind of do like a live format along with Brickdown. They also do like a live format, but like you do it much more frequently than we do. So like we have an entire week to kind of collect information and wait for the developers to answer said questions that we throw at them. But like, because you stream so frequently, like you're like, I still don't know. I feel like so bad because everyone's asking you all these questions. You're like,
yeah. It does make it interesting when you stream on Wednesday and Thursday, and then also Saturday and Sunday, because between Wednesday and Thursday, there's relatively little news that's been created. So it's a lot more. Wednesdays, there's usually something new to discuss.
And that's when you wear pink.
That's when I wear pink?
On Wednesdays, you wear
Mean
pink.
Girls. On Wednesdays, you wear
sorry.
pink.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I derailed you.
I forgot the rules. But then Thursdays, you're always like, okay, well, I'm not really sure what I'm going to talk about. And I think part of the fun of doing the live stream is I can actually turn to the audience and say, hey guys, what do you want to see? What questions do you have? And a lot of times I'll actually like be playing through Brickspedition while I'm answering a question that's completely unrelated to it. And the llama keeps me straight a lot of the time. I think today, I was like, yeah, I think this. And she was like, actually, I think that's part of raids. And I was like, yeah, it's part of raids. I remember that now.
Yeah, we're totally there. Yeah. I try to tune in to as many of them as I can. It like works because like I'm working and I kind of just have like you up off to the side, like on my phone. And I'm just like, you know, just kind of working away and going back and forth and listening in. So
another interesting thing about speaking of that is there are a number of my most vocal followers right now. That's weird to say that I have followers.
It's fun.
Right? Like a number of people in my cult listen to what I have to say.
See, that's what you no longer have followers, you have cult mates.
That's right. But a number of them are overseas. So sometimes it's particularly interesting to see like there are a couple of very vocal people on my stream from Germany. There's one person who's pretty vocal who's in England. And there are clearly a couple of people who like English is a second language. So it's really interesting for everybody to, one, come together in their shared interest of a game made out of plastic bits and bobs that has now been digitized, but also to see what it's like overseas and to see like we have the same questions and concerns. And I know it's about a game, but it's kind of cool to be like, oh, I have this thing in common with this random person in Germany.
Yeah.
And they're all at different times too, which makes a very big difference. Some people are like just getting their arena payout. And I'm like, I'm waking up drinking coffee, friends.
So we have gone way over. We do have to start to wrap up here. But this is absolutely not going to be the last time that we talk to you. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Definitely not.
I hope not. This is awesome.
But what do you have coming up? This is a question we ask everybody. What do you have coming up on the Fancy Life?
Sure. So I am looking at a number of things. As I mentioned before, I have a checklist of things to keep improving about the quality of my stream in general. So there are going to be some cosmetic changes, a new background, figuring out this flickering thing with the video, which only happens when I'm on video with other people. Doesn't do that when I'm on video by myself for some reason. But
Rendering
anyway.
issue. I will help you with that after we get off the air.
Really?
Yes.
Dude. Yes. Amazing. I've been Googling this for like 2 solid. Anyway, things coming up. So cosmetic changes and improvements to the stream in that regard. Changes to like the actual interface that people see when they log in, adding some more bells and whistles. Content wise, I'm actually looking at adding another show, so to speak, onto my channel. I have a lot of ideas. I think floating at the top is like a Steam sale Sunday kind of thing, where I go on Steam every Sunday and go, I'm going to get a new anything less than $10 game and just play through the first hour for anyone. And sometimes, I mean, those Steam sales, usually they're games that are relatively old, but they might be new to you. This might be the first time it's been available. So I have some show ideas like that I'm looking forward to pitching. And other than that, just keep hitting people up for subscriptions. I think I'm at roughly 50 and I need to get 100 so that I can get my own personal YouTube address.
Yes.
It's not just a string of random characters.
As
So
of right
everyone-
now,
yep.
you are at 53 now, my friend.
53.
Woo!
Everybody click on the YouTube link. If you're in live chat, it's there. If you're watching this afterwards, it's going to be down in the description below. Super awesome, fun time. I will be there almost every morning because I think it's so much fun. So definitely go check out the Fancy Life. Definitely worth the subscribe for sure. Llama approved. Stamp.
So anything else before we wrap it up? We'll be holding you hostage as we wrap up our show like we normally do, though.
Yep.
That's totally fine, man. Do your wrap up, keep calm, carry on, and all of the other sayings from all of the various countries around the world that just mean be nice and be good to each other.
Yeah.
I have one of those. You'll definitely
I
hear
know.
that part. Llama, anything for you?
No, I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Matt, for coming on. Super, super exciting. And we will see you guys next week.
All right, one more time. Coming up, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, 24 hours, Team Castaways versus Team Vasari in many different games for 24 hours straight, 2-hour blocks. And we'll also be talking to Alice from World Child Cancer about how you can help them treat cancer in many, many different countries around the world. And if you want to keep it local within the North American continent, they also do help treat people in Mexico. So
Yes.
it helps. But you'll see more of that in next week.
I also forgot something. I did forget something.
What'd you forget?
So I finished the NES.
Yes. Let me see.
I finished the build. I'm not going to show you
What?
yet. This is going to be an epic tease, and I feel so bad to everybody. Two things. I
Why?
finished it, and the special announcement, right? So we mentioned earlier in the show that my PC is on the way, so I'm going to be starting to do some of my own content. We'll do some streaming, and what I'm also doing is I'm recording builds of Lego sets, like actual sets in real life, and I'm going to be doing time-lapse videos and posting them to my own YouTube channel. So I did that for the NES, but the live reveal of the NES set, fully built and finished, is actually going to be on Monday.
What's going on Monday?
When Paul and I are going to be guests on the Brickdown podcast. Very exciting. So we're going to be guests on the Brickdown podcast, and we have a very, very big special announcement that kind of goes with that collaboration that Paul and I are like super psyched about. So tune in Monday to the Brickdown. It's going to be great. You'll see Paul and I hanging out with Vintage in Bricksburg.
Oh, yeah.
Also, creators in the Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed content creator program.
So, uncredited down below. Go see Bricksburg and Vintage with the brick down.
Yep.
But first, the first thing that you have to do is go. Hold on. To this guy
here.
right here. There we go. No, this guy. Not us. Go click on the Fancy Life.
Yes.
Go subscribe. You're not going to regret it. It is
definitely not.
Absolute joy. And the best part of waking up is a little bit of Fancy Life in your cup.
Yes,
Heyo.
absolutely.
All right. With that being said, please take care of those that you love. Wear your mask. Be nice to each other, damn it. And we'll see you next time on the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed edition of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm not going to acronym it this time. That being said, launch the update, Llama. I'm sorry. Push the button, Llama.
If only it were that easy to
I
launch
know.
the update. All right, guys. Peace. Zoop.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.